the video about life not being a spa package but being a curriculum. Like, we're here to have all these experiences and not just get away from them as quickly as possible and make life blissful and ecstatic and easy. But it's like, we're here because we came for schooling.
Yes, a very feminine sentiment. Let's experience the problem instead of solving the problem. Why do you think that that's a thing?
Well, because...
Why is that important?
It's like a necessary part of being human to find wisdom. Actually, realize our wisdom is from all of the pain and struggle that we are experiencing, and instead of trying to eliminate it, get away from it, the deeper we go into it, the more gold it actually gives us. That's the whole principle of somatic liberation, is to go into something deep enough, to go into the discomfort or the struggle or the pain.
The deeper you go into something, the better it is.
Yeah.
Giggity.
Pretty much, because I mean, well, with I was talking about the guy with the book about letting go, and I've forgotten the name, but maybe I'll leave it in the...
Her name was Elsa.
Yes. That... Oh man, I just got that song out of my head.
Well, then you're not getting it.
Yeah. No, but there's a book by this guy, and I've forgotten the name, but the title is something about letting go, and he talks about going into the pain so deep that it no longer becomes like a pain. And when you experience an emotion, like anger or grief or whatever, it's like you're...
Hellraiser. Go into the pain so deep it becomes pleasure.
Pretty much, but it's not really... It's like, it's resolution, right? And the body's emotions are a way of being like, we're experiencing a kind of pain, like, not quite negative, but intense emotions are like, we're experiencing something, and the emotions themselves, like this guy writes that there's actually more pain there. Like, if you're feeling the emotion, you're not feeling all of the pain, basically. That there's even more below that.
So let's say that again. Like, if you're feeling the emotion, there's still pain there.
Yeah. Which is why I think...
Can you break that down in detail? Like, what kind of emotion?
Well, say, for example, experiencing anger. And this is, if you look into, like, Stephen Porges' polyvagal ladder, I think that's, like, one cool structure for emotions, where it's, like, grief is and shut down and all the depressive states of the body where there's really no activity, where you're in so far into sorrow or grief that you can't connect to any sort of feeling in the body, is like the lowest on the ladder. And then joy and ecstasy are like the top of the ladder, and in the middle of the ladder is all the activating experiences, like arousal and excitement, but also anger and stress and all the things that like get your body like pumping blood, and you feel it a lot. But actually, if you're experiencing anger, which is in the middle range, you still got the bottom of the ladder. And the way to resolve that anger is to go all the way down to the bottom rung of the ladder, which is basically to find the grief and the sorrow and the shutdown beneath the anger, and then the body will rise back up into joy, basically.
So it's got to feel it all the way through, instead of trying to get away from it.
Yeah.
You got to feel it. I don't know, I think this is like where traditional therapies, like models, kind of go, is like you're just constantly talking about the same thing. The issue being is they, in my opinion, don't really get away from that.
Yeah,
go back up the ladder.
You can talk about being frustrated with something without actually resolving your frustration.
So how do you recreate the feeling of frustration?
Well, a lot of people can tap into that just by talking about what they're frustrated about, or just even not even talking about it, but like connecting to it mentally. Because your mind doesn't tell the difference between a memory, what you're thinking about, and what it's actually experiencing in the world right now.
Mm-hmm.
All of those things happen in the brain as if they're happening for real. Same with dreaming. So if you experience something in a dream, like if you ever wake up and you're really mad about a dream you had, or really emotionally charged from a dream, it's because in your brain the same things were like firing as if it was actually happening to you. So you can go back into an experience very much just by mentally connecting to it.
So say, like, men and women, partners, whatever you be, it's like when you go through stressful struggles and moments that require this process, what kind of strategies can you use to get yourself right and reconnect to your partner?
Yeah. Well, I think one step back from that even is to realize that we all experience this, and I think that so much of our culture, like modern culture, is to think that intensity in an experience means it's dangerous. There are times that it is, of course, when you're in a harmful situation, physically, emotionally, financially. I'm talking about intense emotions that might come up because you're connecting to somebody.
Yeah, it's like you got a very deep connection. Everything's been going really well. But then, you have a kid, and, it's the most wonderful thing that you've ever done, and it's a joy every single day. But the intensity level is now 90 times higher. It's like your effective range goes from being a queen in chess to a king, where the effective range drops by 90%, but you become more important. But that financial hardship that comes with, supporting like several lives, like, for whoever is the breadwinner, or maybe both you are, and then also being there for your kid, being there for each other, and then on top of that, like family, friends, the world, however many circles you draw around yourself. It's like when you get put up against all of those things, like all of those uncertainties start piling up, it's like, how do you feel all of those feelings all the way through when they're piling up every single day?
Yeah. I want this really to for you, the listener, to understand, because I think a lot of the time we like seek
Did
out...
she just break the fourth wall, everyone? She just broke it.
Because a lot of the times we're going through those situations and it's not perfect. Like, we see so much on social media, perfection, seemingly like a packaged up life where we can have children, or we can have lots of things going on, the coolest careers going on, and still have
the nicest clothes, the best vacations. You're always glowing. You never have an inch of fat. You always make it to the gym. Your children support your every action.
Exactly. And then on top of that, it's like you're thinking in your mind, oh, and they probably don't fight like I do with my partner, or they don't have these issues, or they don't feel unmet in so many ways in certain months of the year or whatever. But the issue is that that's not the case for anyone. And also we don't have that luxury a lot of the time when we're told, oh, just, you just got to make time for your partner and sit down and have a nice candlelit dinner and do that once a week at least, like, and make it everything that you need it to be, and then you get your fill, and then you go on for another week and you do the same and it's like, that's just not possible. it's just not possible a lot of the time. You know, that you might be afforded some of that some of the time, or you might get to a point later on in your journey where that becomes more possible. But how do you build to that? How do you start creating that? How do you start to drop into connections so that you can redesign your life around connection, not around the externalized idea of like sitting with your partner and having this beautiful romantic time where you put the kids to bed and everything is great. Instead, it's every day you feel that love flowing between you, and you feel connected in a way that like fills you enough to keep holding all of those spinning plates that you might be spinning, you know.
Yeah, it's like if you're not feeling seen, it's kind of hard to be intimate with somebody else, right? Because if you're not even getting to see yourself, it's like somebody else seeing the messiness that's inside can be pretty uncomfortable.
Right, and for women,
disconcerting.
Exactly, and for women, it's like the emotional connection is so important. And
for men, it's like if you're feeling like a mess, it's like, because you're supposed to always have everything on lock as a man. It's like if you're feeling like a mess, it's like you usually shut everything out. It's like a reactor core is going too hot. It's like, what do? You shut her down, you know. But when you do that, the woman gets upset. Why is that?
Yeah, and we've experienced this with each other, you know.
Many times.
But
what do you tell me when you experience this?
Well, I'm like...
What does it feel like to you?
It feels cold, you know, and it feels like I'm alone. It feels like I am, even though we're in the same house or we're doing the same things together, I don't feel like I'm in the space with you facing our struggles and stresses together. And it feels like I'm holding the weight emotionally of what's going on.
Yeah, because for the man it feels like, oh, if I run too hot I'm likely to explode or, you know, like pop off. And I think the shutdown comes out of a desire to be calm. It's like, because without emotions fueling everything, it's like you enter this void-like state. But when you enter that alone, it's like the woman who is now connected to you gets some sort of feedback, and it's almost like if she's a plane, for the guy's analogy, if she's a plane, you know, it's like flying without radar. Like, because your signature has now gone dark because her radar is based on emotions, and you're not giving off a signature.
Yeah, or it's like flying without the walls of the plane as well. Because I think for women, or for the feminine, you know, there's the sense of I need to be seen and heard and soothed when we're going through this, and that's like the comfort and like connection. Whereas I think for the man or the masculine, it's like, yeah, I'm focused and I'm shut down because I'm bringing us this grounded safety that we need in this time, and it's a action step, you know, and action steps can be taken without considering how you're feeling, right? You can just take them with clarity and decision making that doesn't require like heavy feeling, right?
Well, and for guys, for a lot of people that wield masculine energy, it doesn't always have to be a dude, but when you do, it's like heavy emotions oftentimes inhibits the, like you said, clarity of the action. It inhibits the decisiveness, the speed at which you're able to operate. It's like a military operation. It's like when I get like decisive out of overwhelm versus decisive out of love or planning,
Right.
it comes across very cold, and it cuts the experience apart in a way that my wife Thajal here, and you can obviously speak up for yourself, like, well, it cuts up the emotions, it cuts up the experience, because it's like, if you're trying to feel something all the way through, like we were saying, like as a woman's trying to feel this, it's like, I'm not trying to run away, it's like, we're here in this room now, and I need to feel this, and I need to feel that you're with me on this. You know, because if we're not like together or unified in this way, it's like you feel alone. You know, and so it's like, if you're getting decisive like that so that you can move on, it's like you're always gonna be leaving your partner in the dust.
And you're right in that. I love that you made the distinction between like it being decision from overwhelm versus decision from love, because I think that's what happens sometimes, or a lot of the time, without us realizing. Is like we're already in that mode of stress, like things have piled up, and suddenly we're in overwhelm without realizing, and that's already when both of us are in like that fight or flight, and where the blood has gone to, you know, our bodies getting ready to fight or flee, rather than running the parts of our brain that are good at the loving decisions and empathy and all of those things that are usually online. And in that, both of our inner children are requiring a fill of either the inner masculine or the inner feminine. And like for me, it's like requiring that fill of like the inner feminine getting what she needs, which is like nurturing love, and I hear you, and I'm here with you, and I'm soothing you. And then for the masculine, it's like, we've made the decision, the action is taken, the problem's being solved.
I trust you, and I'm gonna follow that. And good job. Right. Thank you for leading me. It's like, I feel good about that. Like when you don't get those things, and the energy between the partners doesn't oscillate back and forth, it doesn't build, and you end up pulling at each other.
Because you're demanding opposite things from each other, right? And so it feels like neither one of you is being heard when you keep reaching out. You're like, hey, I need this thing. And the other person's like, hey, I need this opposite thing. And then we're like, well, that doesn't work for me. And then you're like, that doesn't work for me either, because I need the opposite thing. And you're just constantly pulling at each other's energy in the opposite way, trying to get the like polarizing energy.
So how do you inspire that? So you can communicate, but how does one inspire that to happen naturally?
Well, it's like, I think a lot of that is, firstly, I mean, the first step is recognizing when this happens. Because I think when we're more engaged with our breath and our body as a daily practice, and just as a part of being present to ourselves, we are more aware of when our body goes into that mode of disconnection. Conscious awareness is not with our breath and our body, and so overwhelm can come on without us realizing, and start to cause conflict without us like even having an awareness that it's come from this like sudden shift into fight or flight mode, right? And the more able we are to do that connection practice, I think the easier it is to pause before a reaction, you know, to take a breath and be like, okay, I realize right now I'm getting a sense of not feeling heard, not feeling seen. Oh wait, this is about my inner feminine needing to be soothed and needing to be heard, and like she's not getting that. And then it's with that awareness we can articulate it to the other person, and it doesn't come out the typical phrases of an argument or a conflict, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which are never really about the thing that you're arguing about, or the conflict. It's like, I'm not being seen, or I'm not getting the grounded action that I...
We're in this
that
room
makes me
again
feel
for a
safe.
different reason.
Right? Yeah. There comes a point where taking endless supplements just starts to feel disjointed, like a ritual we've lost connection to. That's why I turned to sea moss. It's a whole food, nothing synthetic, just pure ocean-grown nourishment, naturally rich in 92 minerals our bodies actually recognize. It's like living liquid crystal energy. You can genuinely feel the charge, the way it balances and restores you. I've been using seamoss.co.uk for years. They're a small UK company with real heart and integrity, sourcing only wild-crafted, lab-tested sea moss from St. Lucia, and they offer beautiful blends too, infused with powerful allies like shilajit, turmeric, or bladderwrack and burdock. It comes in reusable glass jars, and you can add it to teas, smoothies, soups, desserts, or just eat it straight from the jar like I do. Honestly, it barely tastes like anything. If you'd like to try it, just head to seamoss.co.uk and use my code Thejal__P for a special listener discount. That's Thejal__P at seamoss.co.uk. I think another practice that we've talked about in different ways is like a safety action or practice that meets the union of those two energies. Like the one need to be heard and soothed, and the other need to have an action step taken or something. And for us, it's a touch, thing, because that's like a meet in the middle. Where it's like, I feel soothed, you feel like an action step's been taken. Both levels of safety have been met. And so I think that's really a couple dependent thing, to find that, like what works for you and what works for the person you're connecting with. But when you have conflicting energies, there is always a point of meeting in the middle, because we're in a duality that rises into unity. We're in a polarizing consciousness that is oneness at its core. And so the two always meet somewhere.
Yeah, they just meet at different connection points. Like
Right.
in my experience, especially with you, it's like if the emotional connection is not satisfied, touch is rarely committed to. Versus me, where I feel touch is the connection. It's like if I'm upset, one of the fastest ways to overcome my upset is to touch me. Like, is to give me a hug. It's like my cells communicate, almost like an electrical discharge, being grounded.
Yeah.
But I'd feel that, like, that's a real thing. It's like our psyches produce electricity. It's like they produce energy. There is a psychic energy that humanity doesn't understand very well yet. But we are becoming more and more aware of it. And there is an exchange, like, with sexual energy with your partner. Like, there's an exchange with mental energy, all of that. It's like when you touch people, when you engage with their bioelectric field, it's like you're exchanging information.
Yeah.
And for the woman, it's like if she doesn't feel emotionally connected or safe, it's like you're transferring that energy to her, but it's ungrounded, it's unsafe. It's like you're sending it through a circuit that doesn't have a ground on it. And so it's just like that connection is like, I don't know, it's like a feedback reduction. And because it's like she knows where you're at, so she knows where the flow's gonna come, and it's like she can prepare for that. And it's like the more consistent that you're with your emotional patterns in your emotional connections, it's like the better and stronger those pathways are set up, you know, for your woman. It's like she's like, yep, I can expect he's upset. I've seen this before, but he's going to do this. You know, he's going to turn this around. He's going to start doing this. He's got these triggers. He's got these signals, you know, and so I can expect, like, that if he starts to do these things, you know, if he says this, if he, you know, mirrors me, you know, in a specific way, you know, if he can hold that emotion, you know, with me, it's like I know that it's safe to proceed.
Yeah, actually,
but I think like the last thing is the most important. Like, you know, it's just like all of those other things, it's like that's like an anticipatory thing. And that's like where you start with all this, but it's not the refined thing. You know, the more refined thing, like with a guy, it's like you have to build up your emotional capacity. You know, because a lot of guys can't handle like large volumes of emotion.
Yeah, and I think with women, it's like building up your capacity to hold the intensity of the masculine, because a lot of us are moving through maybe past experiences or ancestral experiences or just collective experiences that are filtered through to us, of the masculine feeling dangerous, and the masculine isn't inherently dangerous, but a lot of us shy away from the intensity of the masculine's emotions because they are more like a sword cutting through the clouds rather than like the energy of an ocean wave, you know. And they can be strong and very direct, and when you have an experience like your partner's becoming frustrated or upset or grieving, it can suddenly feel like I don't want to even witness this without feeling triggered. And that level of like, it's meeting your like groundedness in that moment and recognizing your pattern of conflict or grief or pain with that masculine energy versus what's actually happening in the present, that again is tending to your nervous system to resolve that. And once you have that, it's easier, I think, for the masculine to come in and mirror your emotions and show you, like, I see you even through what I'm going through. Like, I'm here to mirror you and your experience.
Yeah, it's like for the man, it's like being able to hold the woman and maintain a steadiness and a clarity where it's like no matter how the wind howls, the mountain will not bow to it. But more than that, because that was Mulan, but more than will not bow to it, it's like the mountain can hold the fact that the wind's gonna howl. You know?
Is it
like,
really Mulan?
That is Mulan. That is the emperor, like, talking smack to the big bad Mongol dude. I can't even remember his name.
I never understand how you can remember so many film quotes.
I don't know. I should
it
be a
always
director.
astounds me.
But anyways, it's like you got to be able to hold that. But for the man, if you don't feel that purpose and that alignment and that clarity, it's very difficult to do that because your integrity is compromised. Not meaning like your truthfulness to self, but not, it's like more in the sense that your internal core alignment is compromised. When your internal core alignments are compromised because maybe you're doing a job you don't like, maybe you're going through a series of hardships that make you feel small, or make you feel that people can't trust, like, you know, what you're going through, or like how you're gonna lead. It's like when that kind of thing happens to a man, his emotional capacity goes down because he is now holding his own emotions that oftentimes we ignore.
Yeah.
Like, it's like we don't even want to look at them because we want to keep going and want to get out of this. But the thing is, you have to deal with that stuff. You have to start doing, like forming a practice, forming a ritual, to be able to look internally, like meditation, journaling. It's like the things that everybody talks about, but almost nobody does. It's like Marcus Aurelius and the Stoics. It's like you need to develop a ritual in the morning where you can calmly and assertively plan out your day, that day only, not like worry about the future, not get bent on the past, and make sure that everything that you need to do, is not passing you by, because we can get overwhelmed very easily and depressed if we think on the past, and we get too anxious and we can go into analytical shutdown if we think too much on the future. So it's like you have to just show up every day, do these little things where it's like 10 minutes of meditation, basically clear the mind. Make it so that there's that nothing, like that moment when you sit down at the end of the day after a hard day of work and you're just, you turn on the TV or whatever you're going to do. You turn on that one thing, that's just, I don't have to think about anything today. It's like you have to intentionally start your day with that.
That feeling.
The feeling of, I am in the nothing and it's okay.
Yeah.
It's like,
you said something in the car today about, we were like driving somewhere and you were like, I'm connecting to the plants all around me that don't care about the economy.
oh yeah.
And I was like, that's brilliant, because that sense of like nothing, none of the things that we concern ourselves with are really concerns of the earth, and that is a beautiful practice, because that's what you are trying to like feel at the end of the day when you're like, I've done my stuff for the day, and then you're sitting there and it's like you're trying to be a tree. You're trying to be in that state of mind, right, where none of those things matter, right?
Yeah, because it's like the economy could completely be destroyed tomorrow, all nations just down the pipe. And it's like nature would still be like, yep, sun's still shining, animals are like, took a shit, I'm in control of my day. That kind of thing. I used to have a landlord that would tell me that when I got overwhelmed. And it's like, because I'd go talk to him, because there's this old G, owned a couple properties. His name was Jesse. And he would just be like, Mitch, why are you so upset? And I'd be like, well, because this and this and this and this is happening. And I'm just like, I'm trying to figure this out, and it's just upsetting me. And he's just like, did the sun come up today? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, did you take a shit? Yeah. Then you're in control of your day. It's when those two things don't happen that it's a bad day.
Right.
But
it's a beautiful.
So be the plan.
It's a beautiful energy to retune into.
Yeah, in the morning, intentionally.
And
it's like, because the feminine has their own rituals and things, and we'll talk about this more in subsequent episodes and things as we craft all of this, as we go through our journey of life as a couple. It's like, we're gonna tell you about what goes on with us, about what we hear about, and then we will help craft a better society through sharing experiences. But yeah, if you build the ritual in the morning and then you end with it at night, it's like, it doesn't have to be a long thing. It just has to be clear, purposeful, and intentional.
Yeah.
It's like you have to know why you're doing it. It has to align with who you are in your core and what you're doing now. Because believe it or not, boys, it's like women live very much in the present. It's like, she's mad right now sometimes, but later she won't be. And she really won't be if you can reassert your dominance over yourself and open up that emotional capacity, keep the heart open, and be clear on exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, I want to speak about that because, okay, so I have like one thing I want to say after I ask you this question.
Nah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I have this question for you when you mentioned you spoke about being in the analytical future and the sense of like not being where you want to be in the vision and the job or the place or the home or whatever that you see for yourself, but you're not there yet, and things are weaving, but it's not yet time for you to experience all those things because you have other things to experience right now.
I'm weaving me basket, but I'm not underwater. I got it.
And so, my question is, what do you do to tend to your emotions when your mind wants to run to the analytical future and to I'm not there yet and I'm not in that place and my wife's here or my children are here and I have all these things I want to give them but I can't right now because I'm in this job to make these things happen, and then I know that once those things happen those other things will happen and then we'll get to this place, and we don't. How do you prevent yourself emotionally, like somatically, from running into that spiral?
Well, sometimes you have to be in the spiral. You have to become aware of the spiral, become aware of the fact that I am overwhelmed and I'm distracting myself, to deal with my overwhelm. Like, 'cause a lot of times it's like you'll start to distract yourself. You'll find little things that you can control that make sense that don't matter. It's like you will find things like that, like little distractions, and you have to be disciplined. Like, number one, you have to get in touch with your higher self, like the highest self that you, like your top achiever of all of the probabilities that you have, that you could become, your highest potential.
The highest timeline. You
have to connect to that. But I find the easiest way to do that, and this is like an old, it's a tried and true method, but it's like everybody's going to be like, oh yeah, like it's meditation. But it's a meditation where you are actively using your mind to go beyond everything that is here. It's like you have to leave it behind for a second so that you can, it's like blanking the program and then restarting it. It's like when there's a problem with the internet or there's a problem with the computer, what do? What's the first thing you do? It's like you unplug it, you reset it. Does that mean that like once you plug it back in, the computer's not going to come back on? 99% of the time, no. It's like maybe there's like a 1% chance like you'll go into that meditation and you're just done. So I don't know. But you got to trust that it's all going to come back online. It's like all your problems are going to be there. You're going to reassert yourself in the matrix. It's like your placeholder is here. It's like there's an attachment to the body, but you have to go into the place of pure spirit. It's like that essence, for those of you that don't believe, in spirit, it's like the core essence, the in the spirit ofness of you. It's like your essence, like the thing that shapes the crude matter, like around it.
Yeah.
And when you do that, it's like that reset, can give you clarity. It's like there are several meditations that activate the pineal gland. The pineal gland also gives you clarity, and it gives you creativity. Because when you activate the pineal gland, it activates a cascade of processes in the body. So you can do that. Working out. It's like if you want to get clear, because what does working out do? It moves everything around you, and it also is one of the fastest ways to build up self-confidence when you have nothing.
Yeah.
Because if I have nothing and I still look good,
or feel good in your body.
Feel good, it's like I have ability. There is something that I got. It's like, even if we don't have any money, you know, because we just spent it all on an immigration lawyer or something like that.
Too real.
Too real. Like, and we just got, you know, we got back on terra firma in the United States, and we're building from the ground up. It's like, I can still wake up, even if I don't have a gym membership, I got the weight of my body that I can use. It's like, I got push-ups, I got sit-ups, I can go find a tree, I can go find a rock, I can go find a box, you know, I can go rolling around, you know, somebody's neighborhood and on big trash pickup day, and, you know, find a couple of things and shape them into weights if I have to. You know, you can do it, you know, if you put your mind to it. So it's like, you have to find that baseline, you know?
Yeah.
And then you have to get in touch with who you are, what you're doing, and what your purpose is. It's like, you're in a relationship, you chose to be in this relationship. That's your point of control. You have a child. Yes, the child demands a lot of your energy. That's just children, you know? That's just what they do. They're here to learn from you. They're your whole, like, you're their whole world. But you chose this because you engaged in the act. Even if that's not what you intended, that's what your power brought about. And that's a choice. So, it's like, in that, you have to create the matrix in your mind that, yes, you are actually in control. And that if you're not getting there, you know, if you're not there yet, it's because you're missing something. It's like, all of the details are there, you're just not seeing it. So it's like, and then the other thing is, you gotta trust. You gotta learn to blindly trust yourself. Like, it's like, to the detriment of all. It's like, you need to trust yourself even if things are messing up.
How do you trust yourself when you in those situations?
By choosing to.
And
it is an act of sheer will that builds strength.
I think that there is so much merit in that, like that faking it till you're making it, basically.
But instead of faking it till you make it, it's like, don't think about, oh, I'm a fraud, I'm a fake.
No.
Think of it as an act of will. Because it's the mind. Everything that happens in reality starts in the mind for a sentient being.
Yeah.
And you are a sentient being.
And I think that that's that real, like, essence of thought down, like vision creating, is as important as the body up stuff that I talk about. You need both, because there are the opposing energies.
Well, yeah, feminine and masculine.
Yeah.
It's like, because how does a woman see the world in a lot of cases? She feels it.
From the body up. This is now what I'm going to poke your experience with, because I brought that question up because then I was going to like bring in the polarity. Because I feel like a lot of the time when you are the woman in that relationship, whatever you bring, you're still pushing your man to be who he's here to be his purpose, to live his authenticity, to be the greatest possible version of himself. And I feel like a lot of the time when he's navigating all those struggles, he can, if he hasn't grounded these energies in himself or understood what she's bringing, he can take that as, you want me to be more than what I'm capable of being right now. You're making me, you're trying to make me feel like I'm not good enough. Right? Would you agree that that's an experience that happens a lot,
it's
right?
Like, for a guy, it's like putting a supercharger on a motor that has a bent rod in it.
Right.
It's like, because it's not aligned to its core purpose. It's like there's something wrong.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, if you're not in alignment, it's like, you could be the coolest, like, you know, you could be the heaviest engine, you know, able to put out so much power. If there is one little misalignment in it, if you stick that like supercharger or that turbo on it. It's like
Yeah.
that whole thing. As soon as you turn it on, it's gonna feel wrong, and then it's gonna blow.
Right, and that's the thing, is that I think this is where the masculine awareness can like look at what the feminine is doing rather than what it feels like she's doing.
Yeah,
Which
like
is-
if we could break down that communication. Like, you know,
And here's the thing.
give us some tidbits.
Oh yeah. Because yeah, I think that this is what women sometimes discuss with other women as well. It's like, I'm not trying to make him feel like he's not good enough. I'm trying to, and what's the end of that sentence is,
Push
I
him, make
think-
him greater.
well, yeah, but what is that? In the feminine energy, she's trying to collaborate,
She's an amplifier.
right? Her energy is always trying, like, the feminine and masculine as forces of nature, they're trying to always meet each other. There's this pull of opposites, right? Magnetic pull.
Yeah.
And she's not offering, like, or she's not pushing to be like, you're not good enough, this needs to change, this needs to be better, I'm dissatisfied. A lot of the time, when she's in her grounded and healthy space, because again, this could be dysfunctional for sure, but in a balanced energy, she's really, what she's doing is bringing her feminine essence to him as an offering, to be like, your vision of who you want to be and who we see you as, like in your highest timeline, your highest expression, requires a level of feminine energy, because you're like in your balanced, most highest expression, you are both the masculine and feminine. So here I am to offer the feminine energy to help you, and like to meet with your masculine, and so that your vision can be balanced and fruitful and create the legacy and the abundance and the life force that you are seeking. And so she's like offering all of this, and for when he's in that I'm not good enough state, he's just like, well, she's pushing me and I don't feel good enough. But what she's offering is like collaborating on that vision with him, with her essence, like with this with the voice of the feminine, which is that like that nurturing, the way that the feminine is to weave options and possibilities, and it's like the wider perspective and all the timelines and all the options and all the possibilities, because she's like in the more like sort of, he's in the more direct state of mind, she's more in the more expanded or wider like insight. And so I think that that's where a lot of the time there's conflict. And you like, when you feel this from me, you're like, oh, you're my oracle, I see you, I hear what you're saying, and I love the insight because it's bringing me into like it's allowing me to go deeper down the path.
Yeah. So
Right.
when I'm in my humility, it really works. When I'm, proud and out of alignment, it's like a ticking time bomb for me.
Mm-hmm.
But that's, again, it's like that's a clarity thing. It's like if you're not, again, aligned to your purpose, if you don't know exactly what you want and how to get it, being given all those options is just like, I'm still working on the seed. It's like, this is not what I need right now, because it's like if I try to grow this, it's like it's going to grow out of control. There's going to be mutations. It's going to be unstable.
Right.
And so it's just like you need that stable seed vision, before you engage.
Yeah, like that sense of identity of who you are, of what you're about, like your level of confidence and I guess presence and satisfaction with who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's why those things are very attractive in a woman, or I mean, in a man to a woman.
To a woman, yeah.
Because it's like, oh, he just has that level of confidence, and
Right,
and
yeah.
all the guys are like, oh, it's like it must be how he looks, or it must be the muscles, like, and
It
all
must be
this
the
stuff.
mustache.
Yeah, it's like it's all the external things, and it's like, nope, like 99% of that is the confidence and the knowledge that he knows where he's going. Because it's like there's a movie, I think it was Angelina Jolie or something like that, talking to Johnny Depp, I think, where she's like basically ask me out on a date. And he's like, will you go out on a date with me? And she's like, nope. And he's like, what? And she's like, you're like not confident. And like, he's like, he asks another way. And he's like, nope, you're asking. It's like, the way that you ask a woman out on a date is you don't ask. It's like you say, I'm going to do this. Would you care to join me? And like, it's like, I'm already doing this. It's like, you can totally sit in the driver's seat and watch me do this and then join in if you want.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, that's how you do it. But if you don't know where you're going, if you don't have a driver's seat, it's like, if you don't have that confidence and that knowledge, because the confidence comes from the clarity. It's like, and the confidence also comes from the trust in yourself.
Yeah.
You know, that you will like succeed no matter what. There have been countless times in my life where I, you know, failed miserably, but I knew where I was going.
Yeah.
So I didn't stop. And I woke up the next morning and I still had the same level of confidence. Granted, that is not always how you wake up. But when you do learn how to consistently get that unlock and be able to turn that around quicker and quicker and quicker, your life gets better.
Yeah. And
it gets easier.
That's where the ritual, meditation, prayer, like affirmation comes in every day, because that solidifies that, right?
Yeah, because it's like when you build stuff in, like, again, as a sentient being, you use your mind, your vision, like you're creating a matrix of energy in your mind that you then expand into the world with your life force, your heart, your body. All of that comes together, because it's like you're basically creating a resonance, like a picture of what it needs, like of what it is. The rest of the universe picks that up, and then you're the force putting the pieces together. And the more you focus on it, the more consistently you focus on it, the more intensity you use. Granted, consistency is like trumps intensity. It's like, even if it's 10 minutes a day, 10-minute journaling, 10-minute meditation, and it's like you'll hear every guy, you know, who's worth his salt talk about this. It's like, how does a billionaire become a billionaire? How does anybody achieve what they achieve? It's like they think about it all the time. They focus on it.
They envision it.
They envision it primarily, and then they put their life force behind it.
Right.
But again, it's like you have to know who you are and what you want. And that takes awareness and meditation. Getting still inside is how you achieve it. It's how you see it. It's how you come into contact with it. Going through life, doing all the messy experiences, tells you who you are, you know, what you want. It's like how you're acting is like that. Those are all clues to who you are, you know, and what you want out of life. And it's like, if you're not aligned with that, you know, if you're denying all of that because society tells you you should, or, you know, you just like whatever hang up, it's like you're going to feel wrong. It's like you're going to feel small. You're going to feel like this isn't right. You know, and in society there's a lot of that right now, because we've built this society where it's like you've taken a bunch of super predators that are supposed to be in the sun all day, and you've stuck them in cubicles and boxes, and you've made them do paperwork and have to work out all the numbers, you know, for countless trivial things, you know, and you've stacked the deck in certain ways so that only a few benefit. And it's like, so it's like there's all of this creativity that's dying to get out, but you can't get past the survival aspect, you know, and it's just like it makes it hard, but it's not impossible, you know, because a lot of people are like, oh, the world's against me, like I'm just the victim. And it's like, when you think like that, you lose. You will remain in your cubicle.
And I think this is what also ties into on the women's side, because I just spoke about what the healthy feminine is for the man, but I think there's also very clearly the unhealthy feminine coming in with that energy of, I don't trust you, and she is in a place of victimhood of some degree. Not to say that victimhood itself doesn't have its importance, I think, in our life curriculum, but to stay there, and I've spoken about this on another episode, there's a whole podcast episode I did on victimhood, but the energy of, if you want to collaborate with the opposite energy, you have to first learn to trust it inherently. I think a lot of us dive into relationship, or try to dive into relationship with, as being in the feminine energy, with the masculine, without even asking the question, do I trust the masculine? Just as an energy.
Do you trust yourself?
And do I trust well, that's the thing, is half of myself is masculine, because we are both energies at the end of the day. When we look deep down into our soul, which is connected to the oneness.
Well, it's just like masculine and feminine are like two forces. It's like they have purpose. One of them contracts, focuses things. The other one expands it, brings it out.
Yeah.
It's like lines and spheres or dots. It's just like one of them spins the line directionally. It's like I don't know if you ever saw the ion cannon in Empire Strikes Back, but it's like basically a big ball with a rod coming out of it.
Yeah.
It's like the ball is what points the rod, and the rod fires the ion, beam. And it's just like they work together to achieve anything. It's like, look at any structure, there is lines, and then there's points of confluence where the line changes direction.
Right.
And it's just like there's a spin to it, so it's just like there is a purpose to each. But it's like you have to get in touch with yourself, take responsibility for your problems, for yourself, learn, become aware of that.
And speaking of that, is like that is something that I feel like I keep going layers deep into, is that it's like there's another part of me crops up. Oh, I didn't trust the masculine, because it just triggered another part of me that was like living in some sort of conflict with the opposite energy. And I had to, and actually this is where the somatic perspective comes in. Actually, is that I love how you Brits say that. It's not that I had to look into this was a story about this and this and this, but it was just like, okay, there's a part of me that doesn't trust the masculine energy when I'm in this experience, in the situation, and I'm noticing that it manifests in my body as this really strong collapse, or really strong flight, like I'm running, and why am I running? What am I running from? What scares me about this? And really, if the more honest,
why does it scare me?
Yeah, why does it scare me? What is the and it's, we can look at it really from that top down, thought down perspective of okay, we can analyze what is it that scares me about this, and look at it that way, or we can look at it from the body perspective of there's tension, there's tightness, and we often do this with each other, where you do, I feel like you do it better than me, is you notice tension in my body and you notice exactly where it is, just by holding each other.
As a man, you kind of have a sixth sense on what feels tense.
Right.
So and that's usually dangerous.
Mm-hmm. And then it's this part of me is resisting you, and then what is it that can melt that resistance? And when do I feel safe for that resistance to melt? Which is often really the quickest way to strengthening that trust again in that experience. And I don't believe that we can just get all these experiences out of the way and be like, I 100%
crikey, I just smashed it with a power hammer and I was done.
I 100% trust him. Like, it's not about that. It's not about perfectly showing up. None of this is about perfectly showing up. But it's about tending to, okay, like, I want to be that, like, beautiful, healthy, feminine soundboard for my man to meet him energetically through this vision creating process, through this journey of life. So what is it?
I want to make her visions a reality. Right.
And then so it's like, what is it in me that doesn't trust that other opposite energy? And it's not like you can go
lifetime of disappointment.
Or yeah, decades, centuries. Who knows how long?
Multiple lifetimes.
I mean, if you really look into it, because everything is like, time is non-linear. It's like, are we looking forward or backward in time? Either.
Well, I guess it depends where your head's at.
Right, and so I mean, we can go into that perspective, and then nothing really makes sense.
We will, but it's been an hour.
Right, and so
and people got places to be.
So again, it's like, if we try and trace things to like, oh, I don't trust him because in this relationship this happened, or in the thing with my father, it's like, we can make those stories align with what we're ever feeling right now. It might help us, it might not, but what really helps is to check in with where the tension is, what the action is that we're playing out right now. Like, am I running? Am I trying to fight him? Am I trying to hide? Like, what is it that I'm doing? Am I bracing that's telling me no to something that where I could, there's the wisdom in what I'm doing. Obviously, there is a reason the body is doing what it's doing. There's an intelligent system there. And it served us at one point. And now we're collaborating on a new level, and we're writing a new story, and we want to create with this energy instead of being disconnected from it. We want to reunite with it. We want to form that union again, right?
We must become aware of it, transmute it.
Right, and so that's always the invitation. I think that as women we can do that more. We can offer that to ourselves, because it doesn't just heal us in relationship, it heals within, it heals us on a soul level. I mean, heal isn't the right word, because it's really just our sense of connection to the oneness of all things. It's a liberating, freeing sense.
You're creating structures, like linkages.
Right, and it takes us away from the shadowy chaos that we could otherwise cycle in, and maybe that's our path, who knows, but like, to cycle in chaos and to never feel safety in being with the other.
But for those of us looking to get somewhere, this is the way. Mandalorian drop.
See, there's always a quote from somewhere, and I just...
Hey, they work.
I mean, no, I'm just always impressed that you remember things.
Well, there you have it, folks.
But that was a nice way to wrap it, I think.
Yeah.
Because we could go on, but then we'd be talking for like 3 hours. And
well, tune in next week, folks. Tune in next week. Mm-hmm. We'll be here.
Yeah. Thank you for tuning in.
Mitch and Thagel on one of the first joint podcasts.
Many more to come. Thank you for doing this with me, baby.